It would be easy to simply label Payback as a Grand Theft Auto clone. Sure, there are similarities, but Payback does enough to stand on its own merits. Remember the first time you played Grand Theft Auto and you were walking down the street with a baseball bat in your hand and started thinking to yourself, I could totally hit that guy with this bat. Even if you don't admit it, you know as well as I do that the thought did cross your mind. Well, that feeling is back with a vengeance. Payback by Apex Games is exactly the type of game that IA device owners have been waiting for. It offers 3 cities of missions with different sets of types of missions on each level. Freedom City is very reminiscent of Liberty City in Grand Theft Auto. Los Francos appears to be in some cold Eastern Bloc country like Russia, and Corna City is based around a harbor and a prison island. You begin each level with a message telling you how much money you need to complete the level, and from there, you're off to the payphones where you'll be given instructions and details of your varying missions. Graphically, the game looks pretty good on the iPhone, and for basically being a straight port, it still managed to rank up there as one of the better looking games currently available. There, however, are a few flaws with the graphics. The top-down perspective caused me some frustration, especially where driving and fences were concerned. I found myself consistently running into what seemed to be invisible walls around the city. However, upon zooming in, I was able to see that these were in fact fences, but having it zoomed in enough to tell this would mean sacrificing needed screen space, and I wasn't able to do that at all times. The other flaw is there are times when you get lost in the screen. Not many and not often, thankfully, but running under bridges and down certain alleyways, you can't always see where you need to go, and in dark areas of the map, you can feel a little lost. Audio-wise, Payback hits a grand slam. There is an outstanding soundtrack, with varying licensed music, good voiceovers, and a city full of sound effects. The controls are very easy to pick up as well. You simply press the forward or back arrows located on the right side of the screen and turn the iDevice left or right to move your character. Additional moves are located along the sides of the screen that will allow you to enter vehicles, fire and select weapons, and punch unsuspecting victims. Vehicle control is done in the same manner, albeit in a faster pace. Driving is going to take a little getting used to, as some of the vehicles actually feel too fast for the tight surroundings. Located in the top right of the screen is the map, which shows your and the mission location on the screen. Honestly, it's a waste of time and space. It's too small and too cluttered to be of any real use, except to tell you the heading in the right direction. I would have preferred the game to pause the map and zoom it out so that I could see more. Gameplay-wise, Payback is very reminiscent of the earlier versions of Grand Theft Auto series, but with more of a next-gen attitude. You can attack citizens, steal, crash and burn vehicles, toss grenades into the busy intersections, and spend a good amount of time trying to outrun the law. However, one thing players will have to come to grips with is that when Payback was designed, the genre did not have missions that were replayable. That means if you failed a mission, you simply move on to the next one, ego in check. This condition carries over to Payback as well. This will not affect your ability to progress in the game, as there are plenty of missions available, but it does make the game feel a bit older as we have become accustomed to the newer player styles and more recent versions of the genre. Another complaint I had was that the time given to complete these tasks, especially early on when you're still learning how to control the vehicle and the layout of each city, was insufficient. I would recommend to you to drive around for a while and learn the city prior to completing any missions. This will help immensely. I wish the game could have started off by giving you more time at the beginning of the game and slowly take it away from you as you progressed and got more comfortable with the feel and logistics of the game. When you're done playing the single player missions, there are 2 additional modes of gameplay included out of the box. One is called Challenge, where you simply try to collect a targeted amount of points doing odd missions. But if you're more into wreaking havoc and violence upon the unsuspecting city populace, you might try your hand at Rampage mode. Overall, I came away from Payback with a very positive impression. Yes, there are some flaws, and it wasn't designed with the iPhone in mind. But flaws aside, this is as close to a Grand Theft Auto game as the iPhone has or is going to see for the foreseeable future, and it does enough on its own not to be considered a poor man's GTA. It comes highly recommended to fans of these types of open sandbox games. Most of you are definitely going to want to grab this title as soon as possible. However, if you're offended by senseless murder, mayhem, or queasy at the sight of blood, there's always some new gym game for you to try. But for the rest of us, it's time to grab that baseball bat and get some payback. For a complete written review of this and many more applications, as well as your chance to win this app for free, visit www.appversity.com.